the reality? What's the reality?
Okay, hello you guys, and welcome back to another episode of What's the Reality? It's your girl AD, and I'm so happy to have you guys joining me back. But I'm more excited to have my homegirl here, Calabria, aka KB.
Yes, back from
Welcome back. How you feeling?
Excited. I'm always excited around you.
I know, you look like $1 million.
Thank you.
Literally last time you were here, there was so much I wanted to talk about, but we could not do it. And I hate that, but like I needed you here to get what little tea I could get, but now I can get all the tea.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so let's get into it. How are you feeling having survived your reunion?
I actually feel so like rejuvenated, like relieved, like I just feel fresh. I feel like I had so much like anxiety, so many nerves that I just needed to let go. And even though maybe everything wasn't answered at the reunion, just the fact that we were able to make up and just, okay, let's hug it out. You know, maybe we were just two people that just couldn't communicate properly and just leave it at that. And you meant no harm, I meant no harm. Just two growing people trying to understand this life.
Yeah. What was it like watching yourself back and reliving everything?
Oh, it was so icky.
Why?
It was just like, it's like, first of all, watching myself be vulnerable was nasty. Because it's just like, I have friends that's never seen me cry. So the fact that the world had to see me cry was just like, girl, what are you doing? Tighten up. And then
but that's what the show's about.
Yeah.
Being vulnerable and showing a different side of yourself, because it's like, this is not like a game show. It's a show about like love and marriage and being vulnerable. So I mean, ultimately you did
what
you
I was
were
supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I agree. So it was kind of like an icky feeling, but it was also like I was just so happy that I was able to let those emotions out, especially like about my dad. Watching that back, I forget that's how I felt. And I sometimes wonder if I still feel that way. I just kind of push it to the back kind of thing. And then also like just certain moments with me and Edmond in the midst of us arguing and me feeling like I was being taken out of my character. And I thought I had outgrown some of those like nasty habits. But it was nice to kind of just see that, not nice, it just sucked seeing that I could allow myself to be taken out of my character instead of learning or using the techniques I learned, take a breather, and then come back and speak to somebody with love.
Yeah.
Because it looks like I didn't love him in certain moments just based off how I spoke kind of thing. And it was like, no, I do love you, but I can see how it could be perceived that I don't love you because I'm not speaking to you so kindly in
and
this
you're working
moment.
through it in real time, you know? And I think there's a lot to be said for anybody that's going through something that's real and raw in real time, because no one knows how you'll react when you've been pushed, when you've heard things that you can't, you don't know how to react to. So give yourself grace. Give yourself grace, because we don't know how anybody would react in any of those circumstances. So give yourself grace.
For sure, I'm trying. I'm working on
You
it.
deserve
Thank you for
grace.
that.
You deserve grace. Has anything surprised you about how the story was edited or shown?
I guess I didn't realize how many conversations happened off camera. And like how, I guess I kept trying to avoid the angry Black woman persona or stereotype, and it almost kind of still gave that in a sense, but just due to so many scenes happening off camera or me getting so irritated off camera and then trying to hide it on camera. And then like, for example, the rodeo, right? We got into it so bad earlier that day, arguing or bickering right before walking into the rodeo.
Right.
Walking in, what am I doing? Chest out, chin up, sucking it up. Like I'm like, this not no one else's business what's going on, holding his arm, smiling, supporting him. And then for him to say that shady comment, it's like the straw that broke the camel's back. Because it's like I'm already hiding everything and like shoving everything deep down inside. And so for you to come and say something so shady like that when we've already talked about you comparing me 1,000 times, whether it's to your exes, to the women, whatever the case may be. And it was just a lot to intake. And just watching that scene, it looked like I tripped. I might have tripped out on him for no reason. And it's like, no, there's actually plenty of reason. Because he knows what happened before. Nobody else knows, but he knows what happened. And so it was just like, why would you say that? And why would you do that? So I just feel like there was a couple of scenes that just made me look so angry. And I'm not an angry person.
Do you feel like you went on the show with a predetermined like factor that I'm going to make sure I'm not perceived as angry and Black, like the angry Black woman? Or did you get on the show, you saw the cameras, and you're like, I know how easy it is, so now you're gonna put that on? Like, what?
I don't think I thought about it before the show.
Okay.
But in the midst of the show, while we're filming, and I would catch myself reacting sometimes, I'm like, oh snap, wait. And I think that stereotype also came from, and this is no shade to Edmond, but I asked him, I was like, why do you keep stereotyping me and you look like me?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, because he would, even just talking, he would refer to my exes as like, or he would compare my exes to hood dudes. And I'm like, my exes aren't hood. Like,
Right.
he'd be like, I don't know what you're used to, but I'm not hood like your exes. And I'm like, my exes are teachers and engineers and athletes. Like, I'm like, sir.
Come on.
But it wasn't just him, it was his friends as well. Like, to the point to where, like, after the wedding, I mentioned this before, that his best friend, one of his best friends, went up to my mom when the cameras went away and said, we all know KB deserves to be with a thug. So it wasn't just him thinking like that. It's all of his friends. And then
where did it come from?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They don't know you from a hole in the wall. So
it's so funny.
Being on TV and then watching yourself on TV, you don't really get to process that. And what about like your friends and family? Like, how do they react to seeing you on TV?
They're supportive.
Yeah.
I've had to put in boundaries in the support, you know, because my friends, they will argue these people down.
They're
in the
ready
comments.
to go off.
Girl,
yeah.
I'm like, get off y'all fences.
I've been
get
there.
Off.
No, I literally had to give my friends and family like PR training. Like, don't say anything.
Let the people think what they think.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you say or argue back. Their perspective will still be their perspective. My friends are probably a little different than yours. They don't listen. So, look, enter my comments at your own risk.
Yeah.
What you do on Netflix?
Are they
love
being
is
nice
mine.
to you, the people in the comments?
No. I think I get more positive messages than negative. And so I try to really focus on the positive ones, but the negative ones do still hit you a little bit.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. But I mean, I don't try to read the other comments. I was just in the room reading the comments. Yeah, I think the negatives one just kind of like they hit you a little different when you know you're being so genuine in yourself, and it's like people are calling you a pick me, or people are saying you're being mean to someone with this certain diagnosis that they don't have. And I'm like, do they not know how mean that is to diagnose somebody who's only being their genuine, authentic self, who has not came forward and said he has any of those diagnoses, but have also shown that he struggles to communicate certain things? So please stop diagnosing this man. Please. I feel so bad for him. We talked about that last night too. And he was just like, he just doesn't know how to come forward and talk about it. But I'm like, well, do you have anything that you need to tell me? And he's like, no. And I'm like, and I asked him, I said, do you mind if I mention it? And he said, no. He was like, I would like you to clear it. He was like, because he doesn't know how to clear it.
Okay, let's clear it then, because I need to know.
Have you seen it? You've seen the comments and all the think pieces and stuff?
And of course.
I just think it's so unfair, because we always tell people, be your genuine, authentic self. You know, always be yourself. Don't try to be anybody else. And then this man has the platform to be himself and show nothing but himself. And it's, he acts like that because he has autism. And there's nothing wrong with those individuals that have autism, but it's very offensive to those that do, and very offensive to Edmond to keep diagnosing him with things he don't have just because you don't agree with his behaviors. Maybe he has trauma. Cool. We all have some kind of trauma. And I'm not downplaying his trauma in any way, but it's just more so like, it's just unfair to keep writing off some of his wrongs to say, KB's a social worker, she should have seen the signs of autism. And it's like, first of all, I was not at work. And despite what everybody may think, I was not at work in the pods or in the show, period. I'm just genuinely that patient.
Yeah.
Like, that's just who I am.
Yeah.
It just so happened my job and who I am as a person go hand in hand so well, which I'm really good at my job.
Right.
But I just think that's so unfair to him. And I really, really like to defend him in that sense, because I would hate to be my genuine, authentic self and people keep diagnosing me with mental health disorders or disabilities and things. It's just, I would probably like break down. He's holding it well. So he's holding it so well. He's like, I ignore it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but.
Well, you heard it here. No, I had the same sentiment. And I think this discourse that people feel so determined to diagnose anyone with anything from clips on a TV show. And now it's, he shouldn't have been cast, and he shouldn't have been this, and he shouldn't have been this. And I feel so bad. I'm not saying don't feel bad. Feel however you want to feel. But that doesn't excuse behavior. That doesn't excuse manipulation. That doesn't excuse coercion. That doesn't excuse anything just because you feel bad.
Yeah, you can feel, two things can be true. Those things could have happened. You can also feel bad just because maybe the way he reacts to things. Because I will always have a soft spot for him no matter what. Like, I'm on the stage last night at the reunion. I'm almost about to cry. I caught myself calling him baby on accident, because I haven't seen him since the wedding. And I almost just went right back into that person we were when we, not in the sense of like the deep feelings, like more so just that's the last time we were who we were when we seen each other, was engaged. And so for the first time I see you a year and a half later, I'm almost like, but baby, that's not, oh wait, nope, Edmond, that's not it.
Baby.
Yeah, I'm like, oop, that's not it. But I just want to protect it.
Yeah.
Because I know he doesn't 100% mean any harm, but he understands what's going on.
Right.
He just can't communicate it the best way, but he understands 100%.
To clarify. Thank you. Okay. If you were to look back, what do you think were some of the biggest hurdles in you and Edmond's relationship?
Communication was a big one. We just couldn't figure out how to communicate appropriately. And I kept trying to change my form of communication to fit his. And I just couldn't meet him where he was. I definitely think communication was one. I think one of the biggest hurdles was the manipulation. Because to clarify, I don't care about him crying. The crying still didn't bother me. It's when he cried.
Yeah.
It's not about you crying because you're sad or you're crying because you had a bad day. You could do that every day. All I care. I don't care. I've dated men and I've dated women. So women are hella emotional, which is why I'm okay with the men that's emotional. But I also needed him to understand that it's about when you do it. If you just did something wrong, you can't come to me and just start crying saying, I love you. No. Just like in the rodeo scene, no, I don't want to hear that. Yeah. And it's so shocking for people to see that I got so angry, but I had already told him that 10 times.
Right, don't do that.
Prior to that, he had got on his knees on it one time, telling me how much he loved me and need me, cried multiple different times about how much he loves me and needs me in the midst of arguments, but never owns what he did, never acknowledges it or never apologized for it. He never felt the need to apologize. He was a person that could just, something happens, he doesn't apologize, sweeps it under the rug, wakes up the next morning, oh, good morning, I made breakfast. It's wait, no, we didn't address the problem. Let's talk about it.
Right.
And so it could look like I'm just so aggressive, but I'm just a very direct person. We're going to address that elephant in the room.
It's just also, it's so hard because like you said when we started the conversation, there was so much happening off screen. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I'm starting to get the vibe that was the theme of the season. Honestly, everybody I've talked to is context is missing. We had so many conversations off screen, which is relatable. Yeah. But it's if those conversations that are happening off screen are changing your character on screen, it makes it so hard for us to keep up. It so you look mad and he looks sad and we don't know that 20 minutes before. It's just so hard. Yeah, it's really, really hard to keep up when you don't know how much you guys are either talking or how little you guys are talking. So again, give yourself grace because we don't see that. We don't know. And I know that you have this need almost to defend yourself and feel like I have to say that this was happening, but you don't have to do that. Yeah. I believe you. We believe you. I don't think for 1 second that you just turn up because you feel like being mean to somebody that's crying. You don't give that energy. So
not me at all.
Your word of the day is grace.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
that needs to be my word for the next 6 months.
I agree. Give yourself grace because under those circumstances, I couldn't even tell you how I would behave. It wouldn't be that. Yeah, I can tell you that much. It would not be that. Okay, let's talk about your meeting with Edmond's mom. Yeah. As a viewer, that meeting felt intense for a few different reasons. What was that meeting like for you?
I was just intrigued to see, I had learned so much about her that I don't think she knew I knew about her. And so for me, it was just me being observant, just seeing, how does he act around her? I know that she's someone that unintentionally caused a lot of trauma for his life that he may not have ever spoken on, and I don't think he still has spoken on to this day. But I just think I was just observing to see how he acts around mom. Yeah. And see how mom, what will she talk about? Will she be upfront about, hey, Edmond had this childhood, or I just wanted to see what that
dynamic was.
Yeah, dynamic was going to be like.
So what we saw was pretty accurate to what was happening, or?
Yeah, for the most part. I think there was some, I think that's the best way to put it.
How did it feel watching back about her comment about your Instagram?
I'm sorry.
The laugh.
I actually think it's hilarious.
Yeah. Why?
Because that has started such a big thing in my comments. They're saying oh, she gives this hood girl aesthetic. We could tell that KB is such a hood girl, a hood rat, and this and that. And I'm like, what about me gives hood rat? Okay, am I from the South? Yes. Is Florida considered one of the, southern states? Yes. But I don't associate being from Florida hood. And I'm not sure what I've done in the show that gives hood aesthetics or what's on my Instagram that give hood aesthetics. I just think I like to look good and I like to take pictures and then I post them. I might wear what most people might not wear, and I'm also okay with that. My mom has adjusted in the midst of me getting in my 20s. She had to I used to get phone calls all the time from her and be like, take that picture down. I'm like, this is my Instagram and I am grown.
I'm crying.
And so my auntie used to call me all the time and be
Yeah.
like, you are embarrassing your mother. But it would be like just a swimsuit picture.
Yeah.
But we are a different generation.
Right.
And so over time, they just adjusted and realized it's not the fact that I'm disrespecting myself or anything like that just because I like to wear certain clothing or whatever. It's just how I carry myself. It doesn't mean you can touch me. It doesn't mean you can grab me. It doesn't mean that I'm more accessible or anything like that. It just simply means I just like to look good in what I like to look good in. I work out for a reason.
Yeah.
That's just that.
Were you shocked to hear what she said?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Because I really would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in the midst of their like conversation on the phone or wherever they were, just to hear like their raw comments. Because I don't think that was the raw comment.
Yeah.
It was just, it was a no.
Yeah.
And so everybody's in my comments like, oh, yeah, it was definitely a no, looking at her Instagram too. And I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay, girl. Or boys.
Have you ever talked to Edmond about that comment or?
I didn't care enough to.
Yeah.
That wasn't something that came up about in the midst of our conversation.
Well, are you changing your Instagram or are you good with how it is?
Girl, I'll probably post something worse tomorrow just for the hell of it.
I know that's right. Keep him mad. Keep him mad.
All right.
We never got to see your mom meet Edmond for the first time. How did that meeting go?
It went good, actually.
Really?
Yeah, my mom just didn't want to focus on in the meeting like our problems. She didn't want to sit there and talk about like what our problems were. She said, I know you and I know you're giving it to him enough. She was like, I just want to genuinely get to know him as him.
Yeah.
And it was her and my sister. I only have one little sister on my mom's side. And I think she was like 20 at the time or 19 at the time. And so both of them know me very well, her and my little sister. And so they thought it was a very interesting combination.
Yeah. Is he someone that they would set you up with?
I don't really think no. But I know that they weren't shocked to see like, okay, this is somebody. I don't have a type.
Yeah.
So they weren't really shocked, but they were just like, this is very far from your usual. But the fact that you don't have a type, it doesn't shock me. But please make sure this isn't a project of yours kind of thing.
You had the big argument where you told Edmond he wasn't the same person on camera. You talked a little bit about this at the reunion, but what did you like really mean by that?
He just had a lot of different behaviors on and off camera. I think one of them was the drinking. When he was drinking, he was a different person. Sometimes more like more tearful. Cool. I get cryy whenever I'm drunk as hell too. But a lot of times it was like he would just do things. He tried to take Casey to the bathroom when he was under the influence. I had a list and I left it somewhere.
Edmond tried to take Casey to the bathroom. I feel like there's so much more to that.
Was he under the influence? Yes. Do I think a lot of his bad decisions happened under the influence? Yes. He tried to say, oh, I was going to take her to the bathroom. Then it was, I wasn't taking her to the bathroom. Then none of it made sense, if you ask me. So he just never really owned it. And he was just like, oh, I just don't remember. Then it was, okay, well, I was just taking her to the bathroom to talk to her about me and KB's relationship. Because that's KB's friend. And I'm like, we have a balcony, mind you, a beautiful balcony.
Yeah.
You know, city views. And I'm like, bathroom is where I'm going to go take your homeboy to talk about me and your relationship versus, that didn't make no sense. Yeah, whatever.
Interesting.
So what was he going to go do? I don't know. He gaslighted me so bad about that afterwards. For weeks, it was, you think I'm good enough to pull a girl like Casey? And I'm like, do you think you're good enough to? So I was like, okay, like that, you can't. Whatever that meant. So I'm just like, okay. And then
my head is starting to hurt.
Girl, yes. It was so much. And then it was just, then it was a gaslighting of, what did you think I was going in the bathroom to do? What did you think I was going to do?
That's why we're asking.
I'm like, that's what I'm asking for.
What's he?
Yeah. So the conclusion of all of that was the week of the wedding. He told me that, I think that might have been the time he also brought the flowers. He just kind of apologized for everything. So it wasn't just a mountain thing, I think. I think he apologized for all of the stuff that was going wrong and finally owned up to all of his behaviors. I think something just clicked. Like, he's like, I'm about to lose her. Like, let me tighten up.
Yeah.
And so he's apologized for it, but he even still said he don't know what he was doing. But in that he was under the influence. And I'm just like, okay.
That's scary.
It's scary. Because I was like, what if I wasn't there? And what if nobody was in the bathroom?
Yeah. That's scary.
But
we're a little bit too old to not know our intentions behind actions.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And it just makes me wonder, was Casey going to follow him all the way in the bathroom? Because I just think she just felt so awkward. Some people aren't confrontational, but I don't think I would have ever went if someone's fiance came and grabbed me like that. The manipulation was a little different when he was under the influence, very dismissive whenever off camera. On camera, he would just act like a victim, I felt like. Just watching it looked like he would be so sad. Like that rodeo scene, I got so angry because I'm like, why would you go sit at the table by yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even remember the question.
That's okay. The fight got heated and we saw you explode a little bit, which later you said you regretted and apologized for on the show and at the reunion. Why do you think things escalated?
I think the escalation got so bad, I just got fed up.
Yeah.
I think I just was tired.
Yeah.
I was exhausted. I wasn't working out like I usually do because it was just so much, always something. Like on camera, off camera, it was always something. Like it would get so bad that sometimes producers would just come in and say, this isn't beneficial. Like this is not helpful. Y'all need to both go to the corner, take a breather,
like
and come back.
Each argument?
Not each argument, no. It was just some arguments. Every argument about the Casey situation got terrible. That conversation got terrible. And that conversation got so bad because that happened like the first weekend we moved in and he didn't even apologize about it till the week of the weddings. So that's like, 3 weeks later? 2.5, 3 weeks later. So it's just like it took you 3 weeks to own that. Yeah, every argument wasn't that intense, but his communication is terrible on the regular. So y'all didn't really see our true arguments where he would mimic me or where he would start like I was like, you were drunk that night. He was like, well, what were you doing? Were you not drunk? And it was just like he would just mimic my questions back to me. So the frustration just was built and built and built. Like I have so much patience. So I don't just explode just because it's a Wednesday
right.
or just because I didn't want to be in the snow.
Right.
But yeah, it was just built up and it was so bad. And the argument right before that, he told another woman to speak over me while we were right before the mountains. And to think that you go from telling another woman to speak over me, tell me in the midst of me saying that was dismissive, telling me that he doesn't like the way I talk to him when we argue. I said, okay, I will fix that. Then I apologized. Then for me to say, it's your turn to apologize, right? And he says, no, I'm not apologizing to you. I don't even want to sit by you no more. I don't want to talk to you. Gets out the car, slams the door, walks out, gives production hell, then comes on the snowmobile and says, babe, let's take a pic when the cameras come out.
Yeah.
And so, yes, it looks like I'm tripping again on top of the mountains, like I'm just angry and out of my character, but it's not for no reason.
Yeah.
And he knew that, which is why he apologized.
That's so hard to like combat. Like that's too much to think about. But after that fight, it seemed like you guys got into a much better place. We even saw you at the roller skating date, which was cute.
Yeah, I had fun.
Were things much better before the wedding, or was there still tension behind the scenes?
Things were better.
Yeah.
I would say things got much better. I think what did it for me was his apology. That was my first real apology I got from him the entire time.
Yeah.
And that for me, like I said on the show, was the first time I really seen him be a man. And I'm like, you're apologetic, you owned it. And I can be apologetic too. I've been owning myself the whole time, but I'm going to continue to own it. And this is what communication looks like. Yeah. This is where it gets us. And I think that's the version I had also had in the pods. And it gave me that snippet and it also gave me hope. And I think I even said it on the thing. I was like, this gave me hope again.
Yeah.
And so I think we hugged it out and kissed or whatever. But yeah, it definitely was better. Why you like that? I didn't know he was eating boogers at the time.
Sis,
I didn't know. I did not know. I didn't know he was eating boogers and kissing the floor and stuff.
Yeah. How was that? How was that watching that?
Oh, I was like, and I kept kissing that man. But he told me he doesn't do that anymore. He said that I made him grow a lot. So when we talked last night, so I'm proud of him. I'm like, okay, good.
Okay, let's talk wedding day.
Okay.
What was going on in your head that day when you was getting ready?
I had so many thoughts.
Yeah.
I really didn't know my answer because I just had. Okay, so when they had picked my little tagline for my picture, right on the head, because I do fall in love with potential.
What was it?
I fall in love with potential or something like that. And so I was really debating, like, am I falling for potential? Because I see Edmond being a great man, but I'm like, at what cost to me? And then it was just like,
but he can be a great man, but just not your great man, and that's okay.
Two things can be true for sure. And so I just had so many thoughts running through. Like when I first walked through, first of all, it was like I had just started my period. It was so many emotions.
Your wedding day?
Yes.
Oof.
Girl, it was a mess.
Yeah.
And so like my emotions were like bouncing all over the room. But yeah, I didn't know what my answer was.
Yeah.
My mom was just like, whatever you do, choose you. And that was that state that stuck in my head. And at the altar, I think I almost chose him.
What happened?
I decided to choose me. It was just more so
like what was going on in your head that you're like, I can't.
Our lifestyles are different.
Yeah.
Just the way we communicate is different. I thought about like how much my mental and how stressed I had been for those weeks prior to the week of the wedding. I just had like a moment of clarity, and that was just like, you can't do this to yourself, and you can't do this to this man.
Yeah. We got to meet your mom at the wedding, and the way she showed up for Edmond was really beautiful. That moment between them stood out, especially since his mom didn't end up coming, which was tough to watch. What was it like for you to see your mom step up for him in that way?
I wasn't shocked at all.
Yeah.
No, like when she came back into the bridal suite and said she just left Edmond's suite, I think I was like, I figured, like, I think I even called it out. I was like, she's probably over there in Edmond's suite. She loved Edmond. Like, she loved him. And no matter where, I knew no matter where my decision was going to be, she was willing to like bring him into the family kind of thing. But watching the scene, that made me tearful too. Like, it was just like, dang, like I get my kindness wholeheartedly from my mother.
Yeah.
Like the genuine vibes,
She's so
everything.
sweet.
She's so sweet.
Yeah.
Like that is my girl. And I get it all from her. Like you could tell she raised me.
Yeah.
And so, it didn't make me feel no bad ways. I was happy she did it. I think it really helped Edmond out as well, considering his mom was unable to make it. So yeah.
Did she have any idea what your answer would have been at the altar, or was she?
Girl, my family, I don't know if you've seen, they showed them crying. They didn't know what the hell I was going to answer either. After the wedding, they were like, they all had their opinions on what my answer should be.
Which was?
They all felt like I should say no.
Yeah.
Right? They just felt like it just wasn't a good mesh. They felt like I had been so stressed. I had did so much crying. That's the most crying I've ever done in my life, and I would never cry that much again.
Why not?
That was too much crying. It's one thing when you're crying tears of joy.
Yeah.
It's another when you're crying tears of stress, where I'm having to go for walks away from the house so I can get off camera, get the mics away from me. I just need to talk raw, or just walk and cry down the street and things. Like if people knew who I was at the time, they would have had me walking down the street just crying, because I just had to unleash so much all the time. And so they seen another side as well, and they seen all the raw and heard all the raw, so they're just like, but I confused them, but they also seen how beautiful we could have been, and the wording of what we were stating, they just felt, and so it made them tearful, but they didn't know.
Yeah,
they just had their opinions, but they said afterwards they got in the car with a bottle of liquor and they were like, girl, you scared us.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I didn't really know either.
Yeah. But do they feel like relief now?
They're happy I chose myself, yeah. They felt the same way my mom felt. They felt like I don't choose myself. And so, yeah, they felt the relief of knowing that I didn't have to, what the people were saying, always work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We rebuke that. There was a moment where we got to see Edmond with his 5th grade teacher, and they reunited. What were your thoughts about watching that?
I almost cried during that part. I didn't get to meet her. I had wanted to meet her for sure, but I think it was hard for her to come out. I almost cried watching it, actually, because that's the woman that saved him. That's the woman that made sure he was good. That's who I heard about so much in the pods. And so it's just like, no, and hearing how she said Edmond was in the back of the classroom, like dancing and stuff.
Makes sense.
But she realized that he was listening to everything. I'm like, that is definitely Edmond. And so it's like, he's never changed.
So it gave you insight.
It gave me insight. Like, you've always been that, child that's just been bouncing off the walls, but also just is still present.
Yeah.
And so, but to also hear like how Edmond changed her perspective as a teacher was so like heartfelt and so heartwarming. And it's just like, he really does. He's really impactful and influential on the people around him. Like, he does like grab the attention in the room a lot of times, whether it's doing one thing that's crazy or actually just being himself. But it was very like, I almost cried in that scene. It was so cute.
Yeah. Bring me back to the altar for a moment.
Yeah.
Did you know ahead of time? I know you're kind of saying you were teetering yes or no, but once you made that decision, was it literally looking in his eyes, or was it walking up that aisle? When did it hit you?
I think when he said I do. When he said I do, it hit me. Because as soon as he said I do, my eyes just started tearing.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I can't. I was like, I can't do it. Like, I can't make this. I don't want this to be something that weighs on me too long.
Yeah.
Like I want something that's supposed to feel light. Marriage should feel light. Marriage should feel like, okay, we're about to leave here and go be happy. And I'm like, I feel like if we would have, when we left there, we're going to still have to unhash so much trauma, or like we just wasn't seeing eye to eye in a lot of areas. And so
You handled the moment with grace.
oh, thank
Per
you.
usual. You handled the whole show with grace. You even walked out together and comforted him through what was obviously a really emotional and painful moment. What was going through your head as you supported him through that?
I put my feelings to the side to support him. I even stopped myself from crying to make sure I could be there for him, because I never want to hurt anybody's feelings. I don't want to break anyone's heart. And I know what he told me before in the pods, like how he felt like it just doesn't work anywhere else. And like he felt like this was his only chance at love. And so it was just like, I just felt it so deep. I just felt bad. Like, that's really it. I just felt so bad. I felt like a terrible person.
No.
I really did.
For choosing yourself.
For choosing myself, I felt so
Yeah.
terrible. And it was just like, okay, because my mom said that. She was like, you always choose other people, choose yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, whatever that looks like. And so, because I've never done it for real in the moment. And so I just felt so bad, but it hit me when I got back to the bridal suite. And I just like, I sat there, my little pretty dress all around the room. And I'm just sitting there, legs crossed, boohoo crying, looking in the mirror at that girl. I should have just slid down the wall. I was so dramatic.
Put on a little Summer Walker and just have a moment.
For sure. 'Cause I mean, I was just staring at myself. My mom walked in and she was like, no, what's wrong? Like, why are you boohooing like this? Like, you chose yourself. But it was just like, choosing yourself isn't always easy.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
That seems to be like such a pattern for you. Like, I'm no therapist by any means, but I feel like every question I've asked you has started with, oh, I chose this person, or I chose this moment for this person, and I wanted him to feel this way, and I put myself, and it's just seeming to be like a pattern. Where is that KB now? Are you still that girl right now who's like, I'm not going to cry because you deserve to cry more, and you deserve to feel hurt more, and you are going through pain, not me?
I think I have started putting my feelings more at the forefront, because my feelings are just as important as the next person. So I have tried to ensure that my feelings are also addressed, because I think the problem is I always take on knowing that I'm such a strong individual that I'm like, I can take it. Like, I can put my feelings to the side and make sure, but are you good kind of thing. I still do it, to be honest. I think it is just going to take a partner to come along and understand that, yes, I always put others first, but a partner that
don't
always
take advantage of
you
it.
don't take advantage of
Yeah.
it, but might also always put me first. So it's never me always doing it and they're still choosing themselves. So it's like we meet each other halfway and just choose each other.
Yeah.
So it's just like a partnership, and we just get it. It's just a selfless partnership.
Do you think there's anything that could have been done differently to make things work between you and Edmond?
No, I think me and Edmond's course went the way it was supposed to go.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really think there was anything that could have happened differently that would have made the answer different at the altar. Watching it, I kind of just was a little confused. I'm like, damn, I did stick through a lot. Like, I'm like, I made it through a lot. Like, watching, I'm like, how did I keep going? But when I seen Edmond, I realized why I kept going. Like, I kept choosing him. I just woke up and kept choosing him.
Over and over and
over again. I'm like, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to choose you. And I do felt like he woke up every day and chose me, though. So it was just like, we had such a deep connection in the pods that did transfer over, but our fights were big fights.
Yeah.
And so we just would talk through it. Like, it was literally times I would wake up in the middle of the night at like 12 a.m. and be like, hey, can we talk? And I'm like, I just want to apologize for how I spoke to you in anger today. Or can we talk? I don't like the way you make me feel about this. And he'll be like, yeah, he'll wake up and would talk to me.
Yeah.
And the calm Edmond would talk to me. Edmond wasn't always that person that's jumping around, and I never
That's
seen
all we
him.
saw.
Yeah.
That's all we saw.
That is all y'all saw, but he
Yeah.
was not always that person. The person he was with his mom is a person he was a lot of times too. Edmond would just be chilling on the couch. We would watch shows together. We would watch movies together. He did
Really?
love
He
rubbing
can
my...
sit still.
Yes.
Interesting.
He can very much sit
I would have loved to see
still.
more of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Edmond was not always that person just doing cartwheels or jumping and touching the roof or whatever the hell he was doing on there. Like,
Yeah.
He love rubbing my feet? Yes. And did I love it? Of course.
And licking them.
That too, but to each his own, you know. But like, we would literally sit there, take naps on the couch. He would rub my
Really?
legs, rub my feet. We would watch movies.
I wish we got to see more of that side of him, because it gave like polar opposites. Like, and I think, opposites attract
Yeah, for
to some
sure.
extent, but you guys gave so opposite that I just could not. And it wasn't for me to make sense of it because it's not my relationship, but I just could not even put the damn pieces
based off what
to the
was
puzzle
seen.
together. Yeah. It just did not.
Because don't get me wrong, I have ADHD too. So like maybe y'all didn't see me doing cartwheels in the living room.
You're doing cartwheels too.
I just do random shit. So like I understand, but I'm not climbing in a cabinet though. But like I will do random stuff. Like that's just like, girl, get up. Like my mama says I overstimulate her all the time. I just do it differently than Edmond, but I just understood some of his actions, but some of them you could see I didn't really understand. But yeah, I just didn't judge him for it. Like right. It just was what it was. If you want to do it. Bye.
Interesting. I would have loved to see a more calm side of him.
Yeah, he has a calm side.
Or maybe you cartwheeling so it could balance.
It's like, oh, KB's like a lunatic too. Damn, okay, it's making sense, you know? But yeah, like even last night, our conversation was so calming for an hour. Like just talking, sitting there. He was just sitting there in his chair, and I'm just sitting there, damn near face to face, just talking, chatting. Like
this is after the reunion.
After the reunion,
what
just
were you
chatting.
guys saying?
I asked him.
Had you spoken to him prior to the reunion?
I texted him a week before the reunion and just asked him, how's he doing? Because the internet was eating him up. And I wanted to check on him because I didn't like the misdiagnosing all the internet doctors or granted, yes, the scene in the bedroom was bad. Watching it back, I guess I didn't realize it was that bad. But in the moment, I don't think you realize certain things. But also just checking on him because I don't think that bedroom scene was really about me, to be honest. I think it was more about his past and the denial. He felt what I was saying no as denial versus just a later. And I think it just triggered him from all the denials he got in the past. Yeah. So it was just us communicating, but I was just trying to check on him. So that's the last time we talked. So, but he just said, I texted him, he texted back, said he was good. I didn't respond. My phone had just been going crazy for weeks. So I just wanted to make sure he was good. So that's the only time we talked. But last night, that was the first time we got to catch up. And that was a great catch-up session, I would say.
Yeah. How is he?
He's managing.
Yeah.
I would say like the internet is being very mean to him. The diagnosis I think is what's bothering him the most. He looks at it so positively because he's like, well, all the negative people, they're just the people that I don't want in my life anyway. So I'd rather them see me in this light because I don't want anyone that's going to be judgmental in my life. And he was like, you never judged me. And I'm like, I'm happy you feel that way, you know? And so we also talked about like if he's been to therapy. I said I've been to therapy. Talked about if we're going back to therapy. And we just discussed what relationship status is and what that looks like. And
what is it?
We're both single. I asked him like, has he, dated since? He said he's tried to, but women are still treating him like the nice guy. And I asked him,
what is his definition of the nice guy?
Do
you think he's the nice guy?
I think he's a pleasant person.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what this nice guy thing. I don't really know what that means, entails. It's so, nice can be a lot of things. Does he open the door? Well, that's nice. Like, I don't, nice guy can be a lot. I just think that he is a pleasant person and I think he's very sweet. I don't think he's mean at all. I think he has his moments and I think we both just showed where we were fed up individuals. So yeah, but I asked him would he ever date an African-American girl again? And he said he would, but he doesn't think he can pull women that look like him. And I'm like, I just really want you to go to therapy and figure out where that comes from because you look great with whatever race you want to date, but don't count out your own race because you're scared. He said he's intimidated by African-American women and stated that I intimidated him a lot on the show, which was why it was hard for him to talk. And I just think it's just trauma again that's unresolved or triggering from maybe, I don't know. It's something I can't dive too deep into because I don't know what it is. And he couldn't give me an answer last night either. So we were just talking in circles about that.
Girl.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't dive.
Your word is grace. Yeah. Like you just grace, giving grace.
Yeah, I was trying.
Yeah. When you and I last spoke, we had a pretty impactful conversation about your journey as a Black woman through this experiment. Unfortunately, they had to cut it out due to spoilers, but I do want to share with you guys at home now, so let's roll the clip. So we're not a stranger to being the only Black women on our show. Besides the lounges and the women that were cast. So tell me a little bit about your experience as having to kind of go through all this as the only Black woman on your season.
I think it was actually pretty challenging in a sense. And I say that mainly because of maybe the person I was dating. He had never dated a Black woman before. And so to have been the first Black woman he dated.
I'm trying not to make a shocked face. Really?
Yeah, right. Oh, okay, that's news. Wouldn't have guessed that one. And so he had never dated a Black woman before. So I have actually never been someone's first Black woman they've dated. And so I never knew. And I know the experiences are different for everybody, but that experience for me, I think was, it had its moments, right? And it was like more so like, and not only had he not dated Black women, it was more, his foster parents, I don't want to misspeak, but I think at a point in time he wasn't raised by African-American people.
Okay.
And so I think that kind of like shifted the way he viewed African-Americans. And so unfortunately, a lot of times I feel like being African-American and a Black woman, sometimes you're in the world and you might put this mask on, right? You might code switch is what we like to call it. And I might talk this way. I might do this way. I might move this way. When I come home, I like to unmask. I like to take the mask off and I like to be like, hey, it's me and you, babe. I could never unmask.
Ooh.
I could never unmask.
Oh, that's exhausting.
It was exhausting because I never had a moment to just be like, whew, mask off. Let me just talk how I talk. Let me just be how I be. Let me just, it's me and you.
Because, did you try or were you just like you knew you couldn't?
I tried. I 100% tried. But the problem with that was when I did try, I would end up having to defend African Americans to a Black man.
Oh.
And it's just like, how do you not, like, how are you so out of it? But environmental. And also his situation made him look at Black men and Black women differently, especially Black women. And I would trigger him a lot just as a Black woman. Like I might talk a little passionately when I get upset, but you're very hard to communicate with sometimes. And it would make him shut down or he would just do this thing and just stare at me. I kid you not, he would just eek. Yeah, I would be like, okay, like, are you in the room with me right now?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, but I would say like I had a great experience outside of my, I had a great experience with my couple as well, but I had a great experience with the production. I had a great experience with my girls. It's just a lot of pressure on you to make sure you don't look like that angry Black woman. And when you are wanting to snap, it's like, do I snap the way I want to snap or do I have to tone it down to make sure America doesn't get mad at me?
I feel like you did a lot of toning down. But it wasn't like, I don't think that you like, I don't know, like ran from situations. Like you definitely adjusted situations, but I could read, like I could read the room and I'm just like, she is holding her tongue. And I'm proud of you. You did your thing. You did your thing. Because it is really hard. Like there's the line is so thin between like trying to defend yourself and stand up for yourself, but also be an angry Black woman. And when somebody's taking you out of your character.
Like for sure. And especially when someone, I even voiced it to him. I'm like, hey, I feel like you're making me come off as an angry Black woman. Like, please stop doing it. And it would be like, on camera, he would do it. He would be like, okay, I'm cool, I'm nice. I'm like, bro, you just went off on me off camera a second ago. What are you doing? And I'm like, I can't fake the funk. I'm just not a person to fake it. And so I definitely toned down a lot. And I had to, my best friends, like I would have to literally go for a walk sometimes just to get on the phone and away from the cameras so I could let it out and come back a new person. And it was just
hard.
like, oh, it was tough.
You were very cautious about not showing up in a certain way. Do you feel like you portrayed yourself the way you wanted to be portrayed? And do you feel like there's something that other women, Black women in particular, could take from you from the way you portrayed yourself?
I think I portrayed myself in the way that I would like to be portrayed, for sure, because it just showed who I was. I am a patient person. I am a graceful person. I do think that I typically extend more grace than I'm ever given. I think that me always walking in chin up, chest high. Chin up, chest out. Yeah. I think me always walking in like that beside my man and trying to hide or cover what we might have just went through. I think that's typically what we do as Black women, kind of thing, like mask everything or like just trying to hold the house together because it's not everybody's business what goes on.
How do you feel like you're being perceived?
Actually, I have mixed opinions on how I feel like I'm being perceived. I think there's one group of people that's actually seeing that I was a genuine person. Some people are perceiving me as a pick-me when it's just like you don't think that I can look the way that they feel I look, but also be as genuine as I am. And people are saying like, Edmond's never your type. Okay, that's fine. The point of the show is going on there and dating somebody that's not your type because your type doesn't work. And so I think people are forgetting the plot of the show. And I think also just being perceived as hood, I think is like offensive, because it's like, what am I doing that's giving it this hood girl aesthetic? Everybody's in my comments or saying on the social media kind of thing. We all know KB's a hood girl. No, you don't. You don't even know me. You see me on TV for an hour, maybe max all together, so whatever. But yeah, it's so many ways I'm being perceived, but I'm taking the positive side of the negative. And I think the ones that see me and actually want to see me for who I am versus the perception just based off how I look, I guess, I like them over there. I
stay over there.
Yeah, I'm going to stay over there. The little negative Nancy's can stay where they are.
They can talk to themselves. Okay, let's talk reunion a little bit more. So talk to me about how it was for you, just overall.
The reunion actually was hella messy. After the wedding, I actually got an assignment somewhere else, and I got the hell out of Denver. I did not engage physically with the cast at all until which I think was best for me. Because I really did take the experiment seriously. And due to me taking it so seriously, I feel like being around them would have triggered me, because it's like they got into so much drama and mixing and matching and digging here, digging there. That was a lot going on over there. And that's no shade to nobody. Like, at the end of the day, I do feel like everybody made connections with multiple people. And so due to the connections with the multiple people, you want to see some of it through. So when they all hang out, you might have a connection here. It didn't work, so I'm going to go see about this other connection there. It was just like a big messy bubble of sex.
Yeah.
But I'm just happy that I wasn't a part of that. Right. It's always interesting to hear about all the mess and the drama, because I'm like, whoa, what happened? So like a lot of times when stuff was going on, I'm looking at people's faces. I'm like, who did that? Who said that?
So are you out of Denver?
Yeah, I'm out of Denver.
For good.
Yeah.
Where are you now?
I'm in Richmond, Virginia right now.
Okay, period. How's that going?
It's going fine. I don't see it as an end game either. I'm a travel social worker, so I'm just on assignment there. I've been on assignment there since May. The show ended in April. I've been on there since May of last year. So just keep extending my assignment.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll keep being a working girl.
Yes.
So back to the reunion. You mentioned that you were sad that the show didn't show more of the bond between you and Edmond. What were some of the moments that you wish had made it into the show?
We laughed a lot in the pods.
Yeah.
We laughed a lot. We cracked up a lot. We bonded a lot. Like you ever remember like growing up where you might be hanging off the washing machine, just caking on the phone late night. I think it was times we're hanging off the couch. It's times where we're just having a great time. We might go get shots. We're taking shots. We're just having fun. We're playing the little games. The music thing, we had like literally we was able to pick 5 songs each before the show, like I talked about before, and we both picked the same song. And it was just like, it was so much there, and people are stating that we trauma bonded, and I don't think we trauma bonded. It's just literally such a fast process where you're trying to give everything that you need your wife or spouse or whatever to know in those 10 days, everything. And it's like what was shown was the parts of our past trauma, and it looks like a trauma bond, but no, yes, did we relate there? For sure. Because I even asked a question about like, how did you forgive your mom? Because I need help with that. Like, let's talk about it. But that wasn't what brought us together the most. It just looks that way. But yeah, it was nice to know like, okay, we can understand each other in that realm, but no, we had a ball. We were both very competitive. We talk a lot of trash. We prayed together every day after the dates.
Really?
Yes, to the point, because I asked him, I was like, can we start praying together? I'm like, hey, we had like this wall. Well, I was like, can you put your hand against the wall? My right hand's up. Can you put your left hand up? And like, as if we're holding hands, and we would pray. And then like, no matter, even if we have multiple dates that day, if I pray earlier, I'm like, can you pray after that? He was willing to do whatever.
Yeah.
And it was very faith-based. Like, that's not shown. Like, you would think that we were just 2 people just walking around there with our heads cut off.
Right.
No, like we had a lot in common. Like, and so I do still wonder how the hell did he really know my name though before the first date like that?
Wait, what?
Before the first date, the 10-minute dates, he was already calling people my name.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it still makes me wonder, like, how did you know that? Like, what was being said? But yeah.
I do wish, I keep saying that, but I do wish so much more of that part of your story was shown. Like, you definitely deserve for us to see that you guys got along on, because we saw it a little bit with the skating, and we saw it a little bit when you kind of met his mom, and there was just like calm energy. But I do wish we could have saw like more of your personality instead of you feeling like you had to stifle to like lift him up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, maybe they'll drop some BTS.
Maybe. Probably not. No hopes.
So you guys hugged it out at the end. Do you feel like you and Edmond have closure now?
I think we have closure. I
Yeah.
think we're good. I didn't have any beef with him, honestly, after the wedding. But seeing him for the first time before we got on the stage was very like, we hugged because we had to line up walking onto the stage and he stood right behind me. So we hugged, and that height difference. I'm like, oh, hi Slim. Like, I miss you kind of thing. Like, I miss my bestie.
Yeah. Your
But
chocolate king.
yeah, I'm a little chocolate. Girl, get off me. Girl, they are running with that.
Not too much.
They are running with that. Like, people are like, why would you say that? But at the end of the day, why would you not like use words of endearment with your person?
With your fiance.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, what was you gonna look at him and say, oh, hi? Like, I don't know. That's weird. To each his own.
Yeah.
I'm not bad that I know how to treat my man.
I'm crying. Was there anything that was like really surprising for you at the reunion?
Oh, Megan having a baby. I love that for her.
I know.
She looks so good.
She looks so good.
Doesn't look like she had any baby.
I know. She looks so good. I just talked to her not too long ago, and she just looks so happy. And I like literally like the sparkle in her eyes
The glow.
when she talks about her baby and like the smile on her face and her new relationship. So we're rooting for Sparkle Meg.
Happy for her, for sure. I love that for her.
And especially like a mom to be, I'm like.
Yes. I'm sure y'all gonna have a lot to talk about in the future.
Yeah, she gave me a little bit of advice.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
She's such a good person.
She's so cute. She's so sweet. So you mentioned before that you learned a lot about yourself through this experience. What stands out the most?
I think what stands out the most about like what I've learned about myself through this experiment is just I'm still a work in progress for sure. Like I didn't look at Edmond as a project, but watching it, I'm like, okay, like, okay, like
you're kind of able to see.
Yeah, like, do I try to? It made me look at like some of the relationships I've been in since then. Like, okay, did I date them because I think I needed to like save them? Like, was I trying to save them from them? Was I trying to show them, prove them that there's something different? Like, there's a different type of love. Like, just more so, like, what are my goals with dating sometimes? And now I've just realized, like, I've just altered my perspective, where I just want to be this gentle, loving, soft girl that just loves you in a way you've never been loved before, and that's it. I don't want to save you from no trauma. If you come in with trauma, baby, I don't got it for you. Like, some trauma, cool, I get certain things, but not the whole thing. Like,
are you still dating potential?
No, I can't do it no more. Girl, it wore me out. I had to go to therapy. Yeah, it wore me out.
Yeah. So what's next for Kibi? Any more reality shows?
Not from my knowledge at the moment, unless you got something for me.
I mean, no, but if I did, are you open to it?
I'm open to it for sure.
You're not scarred?
No, I don't think nothing else that's making me get married. Leave me out of it, please. That was too much. That was so damn stressful.
Yeah.
Put me on something fun. So yeah, I'm open to something fun.
Like
I'm a little more flirty.
Yeah.
Challenging. Something that doesn't say, hey, you have to get married at the end.
Yeah.
Give me something more fun.
Yeah, I could see that. I would love to see more of the unfiltered fun side of you that doesn't have to worry about protecting someone's feelings or just, I want to see you. And so I think, I mean, if the opportunity arises, you should definitely take it, because I think that would be cool for us to see a different version of you.
For sure. I will say I don't think a lot of my personality was just shown on there, other than the fact that I'm just so patient and kind. Like, but I am funny, girl.
You are
I'm a little funny.
I think you're funny.
Oh, let's be friends.
But I'm just really excited that you stopped by for a second time. I wonder if there'll be a third.
No telling. Never knows what the future holds.
Okay, well, you always have a space here on the couch at What's the Reality. I'm really grateful. I know you had a long weekend and a long night, and I appreciate you taking the time to stop by and really clear some things up and chat with me. It means a lot to me, and I'm sure it's going to mean a lot to everybody watching. So thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you for having me, as always.
You're welcome. And thank you guys for tuning into another episode of What's the Reality. Be sure to follow us on all social platforms at What's the Reality Pod, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.
What's the reality? What's the reality?